Hello, housemates, and welcome back to Avernum, Escape from the Pit. We have been moving right along, trying to get some work done with the sliths, because we've sort of exhausted all the content that we are leveled up for in the major parts of Avernum. Once you get into the abyss and the remote caverns, things get a little bit crazy, so let's do some of that main quest action inside Avernum proper. So we have made it by water, not through the abyss, to the Freehold of Kyass, and we have a couple of reasons to go talk to him and see what's up. So let's do that. So he's in a tower around here somewhere. Sage's Hall. Let's go in here. A slith in a human village. There is a slith Zurikai sitting at this table, drawing elaborate designs on a sheet of papyrus. She looks up at you nervously when you approach.
An Avernite. I am slith, but I am no killer. I am Ivis, sage here, in peace. Teach arcane arts and studying.
Where are you from?
I am from Kyass, a slith town in the Great Cave. A little town surrounded by Avernites, alone and unprotected. Then I came here.
You didn't feel safe in Kyass?
No. Avernites say many words. Say they accept peaceful slith Zurikai. Say they mean us no harm. But I see the look in their eyes. Hear what they say when they think we don't listen.
And what do they think?
They say they accept us, but they hate us. They always swill. So, I came here. It is a dangerous place, but we are accepted here.
What do you do for Kyass?
The slith Zurikai mastered the arts of magic many years before humans came to these caves. I use my spells. I teach, I help, I defend. Also, I hunt for magical tomes to add to our power.
Oh? Any particular magical tomes you were looking for?
There is one I have heard about. There is a dragon named Pyrog who lives near here. A savage creature. She came once to parley with us. She lorded over us that she had a tome of magic. If you could steal it from that creature and give it to us, I would reward you. I would also tell Kyass that you have acted to help us. Others will seek the tome, I have no doubt. But the gratitude of Kyass is valuable.
Who do you defend against?
Attacks. The giants and the savage slith Zurikai are the worst, but many brigands and goblins and pests come here. I help punish them for foolishness.
Okay. You teach magic?
To those who help Kyass. To those who help the Freehold and keep us safe.
Why do you fight for Kyass?
My only other choices are to be a savage barbarian or to be at the mercy of Avernum. I do not want either.
Alright, so it looks like we won't be able to learn anything. Whoa, it's a lot of barriers up in here. We could only get some of them. Hall of Mighty Kyass. Well, let's go in here. You enter a large meeting hall where Kyass does all of his business. He is trying for a grand look, but not quite making it. There is a stained carpet on the floor and cracked vases along the wall. All stolen, most likely. Kyass himself leans back in a chair at the end of a cavewood table. He watches you with understandable interest. We are interesting, after all. He himself is a muscular man of middling height. He wears an iron breastplate, and a halberd rests on the table in front of him. His skin still bears traces of having been in the sun, and his long, shaggy black hair hasn't seen the attentions of a comb in some time. Ah, the adventurer. Come in. He motions for you to approach. You are a unique visitor out here in the wilds, and I might be able to do business with you. All right. Well, what's up, dude? Oh, that's an intense picture there. Looks like an actual, maybe it's a photo? You can't tell. It's photorealistic in any case. Kyass motions for you to sit at the table with him. The chairs, carved from cave wood, are quite comfortable. Like everything else in the Freehold, they are ugly, but entirely functional. I am Kyass, and this is my Freehold. This is the center of a new proud nation in the underworld. I know that Avernum will be unhappy to hear it, but it does not deserve to be the only power down below. All who come in peace are welcome here. Those with skills can find valuable employment. Those who cause disruptions and shirk my laws are punished harshly. Now that all that is out of the way, we can speak. If you aren't a lackey of King Micah, I might have profitable work for you. Tell me about this place. This is the Freehold of Kyass. It is the beginning of a new, proud nation. We are starting here, but we will expand to the northern tunnels and low caverns. That is, of course, we will expand if we can survive the attacks of our foes. So, based on what principles? Freedom, strength, expansion toward unclaimed lands, not bowing to kings and trying to make a little copy of the empire here in the underworld, like Avernum does. No offense. Our Freehold will have no kings. My orders are obeyed because the people see strength and wisdom in them. When I am no longer able to command respect, another can be raised to replace me. That is the promise I make to all who live here. You know, that sounds a lot like a king. They're replaced by sometimes violent revolution, so the only thing that's missing is sort of hereditary succession here. Whatever. So, who will lead this new nation? Me, of course, for as long as I can convince our people that I am wise enough to guide them. He waves grandly at the halls around him. I have done well so far, but I must prove myself anew every day. Isn't the Abyss already a nation apart from Avernum? The Abyss? Pfft, a nest of thugs, killers, and malcontents. Don't insult me by comparing us to them. If they are lucky, one day I will allow them to join our Freehold. What threats do you face? There are two threats facing us. The barbarian Slith Zurikai and Avernum itself. How have you survived the Slith Zurikai? Luck. If they focused on us, they could destroy us easily. Instead, happily, their great forces are mainly arrayed against the Great Cave, far from us. Tell me about Avernum. These caves are huge. There is more than enough room for many people, many states. Why, I suspect the low tunnels in the north contain plenty of room for expansion. Avernum does not agree. They want all land everywhere for themselves. I will not follow those who would create a new empire under the earth. Where are you from? The Empire, same as you. I have only been in the underworld for 5 years. 5 busy years. Why were you cast into Avernum? A tragic inability to keep my mouth shut in the face of stupidity and cruelty. Where did you go when you arrived? Everywhere. Formello, the Great Cave, even the Abyss. I am a natural wanderer, and in time I gathered friends around me to join in my travels. Eventually I saw that, if there was to be a place of principle in the underworld, I would have to create it. After months of wandering, we chose this unclaimed plain as a place to start our new nation. Man's a bit of a megalomaniac, it seems. Okay, another question. Can I get supplies and training here? Of course. First, however, you must prove to the freeholders that you are worthy of being traded with. Alright, how can I do that? By doing services for me and for my warriors. The more you do, the more aid you can find, and the lower the prices you'll be charged for it. As you have done nothing for us at this point, you should expect little aid. I was sent here by the castle to speak with you. Kyass is instantly alert. He leans forward. You note that his hand comes to rest close to his halberd. Go on. I have been sent to question you regarding your intentions. He leans back and laughs. We have never made it a secret. They haven't changed since they last asked. They have never changed. We will claim all of the empty northern caverns and continue to expand north and down. We are no threat to Avernum, but we do not accept that they own the entire underworld. They won't like hearing that. Ask me if I care. You have your message. Now leave me. I have much to ponder. It's unfortunately quite a long trip to go back and chat with the castle about this. So I'm just gonna ask about doing jobs for him. I always have time to speak with proud adventurers of Avernum. What would you discuss? Well, you said you have employment for me. I'm glad that you asked. If you approve of the Freehold, you can aid us in our survival. In return, we will open our hearts to you and you can find aid. The first task is a simple one. The northeast tower of the Freehold has been occupied by a band of brigands. They are led by a former Empire soldier, Senak, who was exiled from the surface. Evict them, using force of arms if necessary. Okay. They are in one of your towers. Yes, barred themselves in with a considerable supply of food. You will have to find a way to slip into the tower to reach them. Why won't you kill them? Senak was one of the earliest freeholders. Once, I even called him a friend. Then, he questioned my rule, but few would follow him. In a fit of pique, he and his dirty rogues claimed one of our towers for his own. His life is forfeit for this attack, but he was still a soldier of the Empire. I would not kill such a one directly, as it might attract certain grudges against my precious freehold. That is why I ask an Avernite to do the deed. Well, why don't you just starve them out? Because when Senak seized the tower, they claimed months of food. We could starve them out eventually, but it would take too long and be too much of a distraction. We need to concentrate on building our defenses. Alright, that's all for now. He does seem to be a bit dictatorial. Allegedly, at the acceptance of his subjects. Hornby, what's up? A tall, gruff man walks around the fort, inspecting the fortifications. He occasionally lets out a low grumble of approval. Or disapproval. You aren't sure. They're vague grumbles. When he sees you, he nods a greeting. Avernites, eh? I'm Hornby. Watch yourself. He pats the whip hanging from his belt. We have laws. All right, tell me about your laws. No surprises, no fighting, no stealing, no spreading lies and rumors. You have something to say about someone? Say it to their face. Break a law, you get punished. By me. What sorts of punishments? The stocks, flogging, banishment, death, whatever Kyass decides. Harsh punishments. We like them harsh. Why so harsh? The underworld is harsh. We have to be harsh to survive it. Move on now. I'll be watching you. He walks 20 feet away and, as promised, watches you. Alright. People seem a little bit keyed up. Freehold merchant, Freehold defender. This tower belongs to Senak. Trespassers die. Alright, well, we have to find a way in. Any secret passages around here? Hey. There's something. What did that open? Okay, I don't immediately see anything. I don't want to talk to anyone until I've... Seriously, what did that open? Alright, let's go up into the various laddered areas, see if we can find a way into the tower. Okay. You slip into the northeast tower of the Freehold and are immediately assaulted by a powerful stench. Unwashed laundry and bodies. Piles of trash, stored rations starting to rot. This place desperately needs to be aired out. You hear low muttering coming from the chambers ahead. This tower is occupied, and you aren't sure how welcoming its inhabitants will be to uninvited intruders. We know the answer: very unwelcoming. Yep. So unwelcoming, they're just going to straight up kill us. I thought maybe they might talk to us, at least. But no. Ooh, nice cleave, double cleave. Start working on Stannis. Word of Thoughts is always a wise one to have. Crunch. Slow. Alright. Young ogre, you are toast. Alright, made short work of those guys. Spine shield, 17 mushrooms. Alright. Huh. Alright, well, apparently we can't talk to them at all. I was under the impression that maybe there could be a non-violent solution, but apparently not. That was a mistaken assumption. Alright. Let's see, where's the best place to go? I guess I'll just go here. Let's just torch them. The leader of the brigands turns to face you. You can see that he wears the tattered armor of an Empire soldier. Perhaps he was allowed to wear it when he was cast into the underworld. He points his blade at you unsteadily. You can see faint green stains around his lips. Odd. He slurs. You come in here? You fight me? You know who I am? Sergeant Senak of the Empire Guard. You dare fight an Empire soldier? You know how many friends I have? I'll kill you for the insult. He lunges at you. Even in his unsteady state, he is a formidable warrior. I keep wanting to say skooma. Skooma is not the drug in this game. That's Skyrim. Fuck, what's it called? Or at least there's a drug in the third game, which is a problem you have to deal with somewhere. Scribane. That's what it is. Well, we resisted the stun. I have a surprise for you. Just focus on Senak here. Doesn't have too many hit points. We should be done with him in fairly short order. Let's see. Oops. Missed. Bye-bye. Alright, well, that's done. What do you have? Girdle of Avoidance, +2 Dex. Gold necklace. Blah, blah, blah. Anything else in here? Nope. Well, that was pretty easy. Is there anything we missed upstairs? Doesn't look like it. Alright, one problem solved. Get out of my way. Senak will trouble you no longer. Ugh, I am relieved to hear it, but sad as well. I knew when he found that store of scribane in the abyss that he would come to a bad end. Scribane? You've never heard of that? Oh wait, sorry. That was not part of what he was saying. Scribane? You've never heard of that. I will send word about the Freehold. I will send word around the Freehold that you have aided us. I will also allow you to keep any treasures you found in the tower. And if you would continue to aid us, just ask. We have scavenged some precious treasures to tempt you. That's all I need to hear, buddy. What else can I do for you? Recruitment. Our Freehold must concentrate on its defenses before all else. For that reason, we seek to recruit mages to aid our defense. I have heard rumors that one of the wizards in Patrick's tower by the name of Lethe is bored and seeks opportunity. Convince him to come join me. I don't think it will be difficult. Why don't you go yourself? Because at this point, we only survive by not being attacked. If Avernum learned that my people were entering its land to seduce away its mages, he shakes his head. You're an Avernite. You can get away with it. I'll do what I can. I am glad. I assure you, the reward will be worth it. So, I don't really have a problem with that. Give people the information that an opportunity is ahead of them and let them make their own decision. Be less bad. A target range has been set up in this corner of the fort. A Nephar warrior watches carefully as one of his students takes aim at the targets by the west wall. The Nephar occasionally reprimands his student with a sharp blow on the head or shoulders. After you watch for a while, the Nephar turns and nods to you. I am Hur of the Fang. I teach. Of the Fang? I am of the Fang clan, though I hunt with them no more. They do not see wisdom. When they do, I will return. Why did you come to the Freehold? Because the Fang clan wages war on Avernum. It is madness. The Empire is the true enemy. I was driven out. Driven out? I question our chieftains. I pointed to the wisdom they lacked. I was told I could leave or die. I left. But they will take me back one day when they see I was right. Except I'm pretty sure I fucking killed all the Fang. You think Avernum and the Nephilim can be friends? Friends is, how you say, a strong word. We can have peace. We must have peace. Alright, we'll ask him to train us at a later point in time. Okay, so we can go get some questiness done. Where's our boat? Oh, that's right, it's down here. Return to the Avernum proper. We can explore some more on our way there. So what's over here? Swamp City. Okay. This is probably more slick lands. You encounter a giant shepherd. He pushes his livestock around with an enormous staff roughly hewn from the trunk of a cavewood tree. His animals are not sheep or cave cows, but huge, vicious lizards. The giant bears the scars and burns from the many times his charges have attacked him. Feeding such voracious creatures must be very difficult. No doubt, that explains why he pushes them towards you the moment he sees you. He wants to graze them on you. Alright, this shouldn't be too bad. Let's make sure this dude doesn't go after our casters. And you will block up the lizards. Oh. Nice try, doofuses. This is a huge stone cabin on the shore here, home to a few giant fishermen. They are busily hauling in long, pale fish with crude nets woven from long strands of lichen. Though giants are stupid, violent creatures, these fishermen are just that, fishermen. They don't want to do battle with you. They watch you, waiting to see what you do. Now let's see if we can talk to them. They don't want to fight you, but they don't want to socialize with you either. They roar at you until you back away. Alright, well, fine, be that way. So, we're just in giant lands over here, it seems. This cave is wide with a smooth floor. You are surrounded by tall, thin stalagmites. The interesting thing is the huge webs extending 40 or 50 feet in the air, strung between the stalagmites. It is the way of things in Avernum. Where humans are absent, monsters move in quickly. So we're in Spiderlands. There's a weird coalition of folks. Oh, are those mages or those Slith? The speed potion. What do you guys want? Come here. At first, you thought this was a group of Avernum soldiers patrolling the distant area. When they get close and draw their weapons, though, you realize that you've had the ill fortune of meeting a group of bandits. When they get a good look at you, however, they recognize you. Your reputation has preceded you. They run away very quickly. Huzzah! People are afraid of me, for I am mighty. For we are mighty. What's up here? Improbably, there is a monastery here out in the middle of nowhere. Sedate, smiling, armed men and women stop tending the mushroom patches and cave cows to greet you and invite you in for dinner. This seems suspicious as shit. They're sedate? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Let's see what bad things happen to me. The clerics treat you to good, hot food and conversation. The mushroom soup is delicious and the wine is fantastic. You find out they came here for quiet and meditation, to get away from the constant warfare in the south, and, most importantly, to try to perfect their skill in the healing arts. They do all right here, as the evil spiders have learned to leave them alone. Oh, they do all right here, sorry. As you talk, you notice that you feel energized. They explain that this effect was caused by the soup, which contains a special healing mushroom mixture. They explain some of the other wonderful restorative techniques they have developed. And best of all, they are willing to share their knowledge in return for a proper donation. All right, so they weren't so bad. Slightly expensive. I don't know what this being better does. But I'll go ahead and do it. In this secluded grove, you find a patch of beautiful, nice-smelling, bright orange mushrooms. You recognize them. These slightly magical mushrooms can be very useful for creating healing potions. Okay. They say herbs, healing herbs, but mushrooms are not herbs. Okay, so we found some stuff. Oh, bones. The long tunnel is unusually moist and cold, and the glowing ceiling fungus is on the sparse side. The farther north you go, the colder and more uncomfortable you feel. Oh good, probably more undead. It's a Slith cave. Lost Basakava. Okay, that is definitely a Slith thing. You have found a small, carefully hidden Slith-Zurakai outpost. Fortunately, the guards here, though they look very suspicious, don't immediately attack you. Avernum has many hostile Slith-Zurakai and a handful of friendly ones. This colony seems to belong to the latter category. Okay. Interesting. This Slith is huge and muscular. She bears herself calmly and quietly, and she carries her massive steel spear as if it weighed nothing. She nods as you approach. Welcome, human. I am Sisvas, tasked to be leader here. I can share who we are and what our beliefs are. Also, what we quest for. Who are you? We are a small colony of Sliths living here in Lost Basakava and dreaming of our return to our homeland. It was lost centuries ago. What are your beliefs? We believe our purpose here is to ponder and refine ourselves to become pure enough to pass through Lost Basakava and return to our home. That's very interesting. Tell me more. You should instead speak with Sisbas in the temple. I lead our bodies, he leads our spirit. You're in charge here? I am the chosen leader. You are welcomed here, and I rejoice at your arrival. I hope that it may be a sign. A sign of what? A sign that the sacred stone may be recovered at last. Tell me of this stone you seek. Somewhere in the depths below, we seek an answering stone, a sacred Slith artifact. It looks like a piece of granite. We think, if you could recover it for us, we would reward you as best we can. We hope your arrival is a sign that it can be recovered. What have you done to recover this stone? A band of us went to try and recover it, but one of us had a dream telling us it was time. It was a false vision. We have divined that all but one of them was slain. The survivor was below, but that was weeks ago. He may well be dead now. His name was Legare. That does not sound like a Slith. Legare, an odd name for our kind. He was a mighty warrior, though, so perhaps he deserved an unusual name. He was the leader of the expedition. I hope he still lives, but I have little hope. No matter.
If you find the stone, return it to me, and I will pay you well.
Alright, quest time. This young Slith has red markings on her face. She is pacing back and forth. You greet her. She reluctantly greets you in return.
I am Kyass, she says. I walk silently in meditation. I can speak with you briefly as long as it does not disrupt my peace.
What were you thinking about?
I meditate on the mysteries.
What mysteries?
Right now, I ponder the metal triangles.
What triangles?
We found them recently. A small metal triangle of unfamiliar metal. I am pondering what it might be for. Alas, I do not have it. The expedition took it below.
Do you know where I might find any more of these triangles? She thinks, and then looks at the east wall of her home.
I am not sure, but you might want to search the crawl space behind the wall. My ancestors used to throw refuse back there. It might be worth a look.
Why don't you look back there? Why did you send out an expedition?
We thought it might help to recover the answering stone. That was why the expedition left 2 months ago, to recover the stone. Alas, they have not returned. You should speak to our leader about this if you wish to know more.
Can you tell me more what the answering stone is?
A very sacred Slith artifact. We would reward you well, could you find it for us. You should speak with our leader if you wish to know more.
All right. I have a suspicion they're talking about razor discs. This room hasn't been disturbed for months. You spot something in the corner, under a thick layer of decomposed fungi. You clean it off and look at it. It's a triangular wedge of metal. It looks silver. Okay. Don't know what that's about. Here is the spiritual leader. This aged Slith Zurikai is kneeling before an ancient cracked altar. His scales are pale and withered, and his fangs are yellow and dull. He is applying mortar to the altar, trying to repair the damage caused by centuries of abandonment. Even though you are humans, he is surprisingly unworried about your presence.
Welcome, humans. This modest and peaceful shrine reclaimed from the dark of Basakava. I am Kyass.
Forgive my ignorance, but who or what is Basakava?
This ruin is Basakava, the place where we Sliths entered this land. I and a few others stay here to remember our purpose. We are in this land to atone.
What do you need to atone for? He shakes his head sadly.
We were banished to these caves centuries ago. Sisthis, founder of the line that led to Sisthis that terrorizes these caves, was sent here. He and his barbaric followers were banished from our rich, tranquil lands to these barren caves. Here, we try to regain our holiness.
What sort of holiness are you trying to recapture?
We Slith Zurikai have a peaceful nature, but in some of us it is corrupted. This small colony lives in these caves as a reminder that we are not here to kill, but to regain our peaceful nature. He sighs. It may be a foolish dream, but it is the one that keeps me alive.
What sort of temple is this?
I am honored to be a priest of the old goddess of the Slith Zurikai, lost and replaced when our kind came to these caves so long ago.
Replaced by who?
By the gods of war. Not all of our avatars feed on blood and chaos.
Why is there an altar here?
This is a holy place, our place of atonement.
Alright, well, whatever. At first, the blood and gore on the altar makes you nervous. Then, you look closer and realize that the Sliths have been sacrificing small lizards. Strange, but not as bad as the alternative. Okay. You find several pools in which a handful of baby Sliths grow and play. These fingerlings watch you nervously. With this few young, it's a wonder this outpost has lasted as long as it has. This is a young female Slith. She sits and sharpens her two-tined spear on the anvil. She says, "Welcome, humans. I am Sistas. We greet you in peace, and we hope you will return the favor. You speak our tongue very well." "You're so well-spoken." Seems a little bit, racist. But they are lizards. It does sound like it would be hard for them to speak the way we do. "We have many years here to think and contemplate, and at times your kind visit us. We have much time to practice your speech." "That is a fine spear." "I am pleased that you think so. Though we are peaceful, we must sometimes defend ourselves. We also must hunt lizards for food." "Are you a warrior?" "When there is a need. We are relieved to see that you are peaceful." "I am peaceful. Do you often have problems with humans?" "Yes, we live in constant fear of humans. Most of your kind hate us. It is already difficult enough maintaining our colony." "Why are humans attacking you?" "Our dark brethren have caused so much harm among you. We are afraid you will mistake us for violent Sliths and slay us. That is why we hide here. Very few humans find us." "How big is this colony?" "Our small band has lived here for 200 years, keeping hidden and maintaining our tiny population as best we can." She continues to sharpen her weapon. "We have survived so far, but any disaster could wipe us out. It would be a tragedy if this happened before we could fulfill our purpose." "What's your purpose?" "Helping to redeem our Slith brothers and sisters. You should speak to my elders. They can tell you more than me." "Where are these elders?" All right. Oh, come on. I don't want to kill their lizards. Let's see if these guys will participate. Okay, good. As long as they're attacking them too, I think we're fine. Alright, we're going to end the episode here. Looks like we're going to have a lot of exploring to do in this place, finding this answering stone or whatever it was called. So we met Kyass and the Freehold, doing some work for them. I'm going to go back into Avernum proper and finish up some of those quests there. But first we're going to explore here at Lost Basakava. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have, then please hit that thumbs up button on the video, and if you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. If you're not going to do any of those things, then I don't care what you do.